Scammers have a way at pulling at our heartstrings, especially when it comes to animals. With that, we are talking about puppy scams today with Tony Binkley from the Better Business Bureau. Tony, good to see you. Thanks for being with us.
Good to see you as always, Robin.
Okay, this one always gets me because, you know, who doesn't love to look at pictures of puppies and, you know, just I want to bring that one home. I want that one I'm seeing on the internet or on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, puppies are cute, man. I mean, they just pull at your heartstrings, you know.
They do. So how are they doing this? How are they getting these puppies out there for us to be like, okay, I want that one, and no, this is a scam.
Yep. So, look, if you look on the internet, just Google pictures of puppies, you'll find all kinds of puppies.
And that's how most people do it, right?
And that's what they do a lot of times. They'll go on the internet and find pictures and then download those pictures and then advertise those puppies for sale. So, you know, you see this cute puppy, it's half the price of what you've seen on other sites. Again, a red flag on that. If the price is just, again, better than expected, way better than expected. But, you know, one of the best things you can do is do a reverse image search on that image. And if you don't know how to do that, just ask your search engine, how do I do a reverse image search? And it'll give you the information and the details on how to do that.
You'll see that picture has existed for a while. It's not just this one pup. This pup has been around for years in many cases when you do those searches.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you do the reverse image search, you may find that in multiple places, you know.
And you're like, oh, okay, there's first red flag.
Right.
Are there certain kinds of puppies that scammers know are more likely to get hits than others?
You know, I've seen reports saying French bulldogs and German shepherds, and you know, but again, it really is wherever that person thinks that they can lead you. So, you know, it just depends on what kind of puppy you're interested in or what kind of dog you're interested in. But yeah, there's all kinds out there, and some breeders may have multiple breeds, you know, on their website.
So how does it work? You see this cute puppy online. It's a really great price. How do they get the money? How do they end up grabbing your heart and taking off with your money?
Well, I mean, again, you've seen this cute puppy. They tell you, they give you a great description, how friendly the puppy is, and so forth and so on. And, you know, then they want you to send a down payment for the puppy and to wire that money or get it to them in some other form of payment. So it's again, they're just trying to get you to do something without really having any physical evidence that puppy even exists.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we always recommend to try to see the puppy or the pet in person. And so, you know, if you can deal with a local breeder or at least something within a few hours drive where you can drive there, that's always the best way to do that.
This is not a new scam, is it?
Oh no, it's been around for years and years, and it just keeps going and going because the scammers are successful at what they do. If they weren't successful, they'd stop doing it.
Mm-hmm. What is a person's recourse, though? What if, unfortunately, they have fallen for this scam? They're out money. They don't have that pup that they had their heart set on. Do people have any recourse?
You don't really have any recourse because when you've given that money away and you've wired it or however you've sent it, typically they don't want you to do it on a credit card, which is always the safest way to make any online purchases with a credit card because at least you've got your credit card company to go back and work it out with them. But yeah, if you've paid them, wired the money or paid via gift cards or some other form of payment, that money's just gone.
Okay, so credit card, that's one thing. If you're going to, if for anything, credit card, why not debit card?
Well, the debit card, the money comes straight out of your account. Okay. So you may be able to get that back, but it's way more difficult to recoup that money when it's on a debit card and it's coming right out of your account immediately.
Okay, so let's talk about other ways to protect ourselves, especially when we are in that vulnerable state of I want this animal. This is the perfect one for me. What other things do we need to be looking for?
Again, if you can see it locally, go see it locally. If it's just the absolute perfect puppy and it's 1,000 miles away and you can't get there, at least try to do a FaceTime call or a video call where you can actually see the puppy moving around and in action, not just a still image that, again, could be grabbed from the internet.
How much money are people losing when it comes to scams? This just being, we're talking
Millions.
about daily, right?
Millions.
People are
Millions. Oh yeah, there's something all the time. It's crazy. It's the numbers are just huge, and that's why they do it.
Do they get away with it for the most part?
Most of the time. Most of it, only less than 4%, and we're just talking about fake puppy websites, right? So less than 4% of the fake websites are in the United States. Most of them are in Cameroon and South Africa, in the Congo area as well. Most scams that we see in the United States on a lot of things originate from the Congo.
And that's something, if, say, you're conversing via email or something like that, oftentimes you'll see mistakes, maybe misspellings, things of that nature. Red flags?
Yeah, that's a great point. You'll see some misspelled words, some grammar anomalies, that may not sound right. So you always want to look for things like that. You would think if somebody's selling puppies on a professional website or selling anything on a professional website, that they would make sure that their words are spelled correctly and they've got proper grammar usage. So if you see that, take note of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what, though? No one relishes being scammed by any means, and there is some embarrassment that can go along with being scammed.
Sure.
Do people report as often as they should?
No.
Being scammed?
No, they don't. Again, like you say, most people are embarrassed. And they shouldn't be, because, again, these people are professional scammers. This is not a part-time gig for them. This is what they do full-time on a full-time basis. But again, sometimes we are kind of embarrassed to admit that we got scammed, or we just don't want to take the time to let somebody know. But look, if you find something like that and you can report that to the Better Business Bureau, to our Scam Tracker page, or the Federal Trade Commission, it helps other people. And so there's a good reason to do that.
So let's talk about that.
Okay.
What people should do. If you've been scammed, you've just hit on a few, but give us more specifics as how do I address it? How do I be proactive once I've been scammed?
Right. So again, BBB has a scam tracker site. You can look that up and report it there, because we log that information. We keep up with this. You can report it to your local authorities. If you think you have an address where that person may be, again, I would contact the local authorities in that state. If it's out of state, and again, we recommend you try not to do that, but I know how that is. But one of the things that you can do is look and see how long that website has been alive. When was it created? And again, if you want to know how to do that, just ask your search engine, how do I determine how long a website's been alive or been in service? I think it was 98% of the fake websites for puppies were there for less than 1 year.
Okay. So that's very telling then.
It is.
Yeah.
It's easy to build a site these days, especially with AI, and it's easy to clone a site. So if somebody may take pictures from a legit site and make their fake site try to appear like the legitimate site.
And it's so hard to differentiate.
It is. They may have one letter off in the URL, the address, something along those lines. But I'm telling you, it's you really have to be diligent with everything you're doing online. You have to question it.
Yeah. Don't rush to respond to things, because once again, it's those little things that are red flags that are easy to overlook, as always. But, well, Tony Binkley, we always appreciate you coming in and arming us with information to protect ourselves. So thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks.